So, how are you guys doing today?
Very good.
Pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good actually.
And what was you guys doing yesterday? Like, you played in Sheffield. How was it?
That was a great gig, actually.
Yeah.
Nackmore scraped in after a delayed flight, added a bit of tension to the occasion, but we fired up the crowd first thing, and Uber White took over from there, and then Nackmore rolled on.
Cool. Oh,
And then we rolled home at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
awesome. So, can you please tell us about Command Control? Like, how did you start the band, and like, where did it started, and what's this about?
Well, Command Control, Angus and I were both in a band called Croydammer,
Okay.
which was an industrial metal band. I was vocalist, Angus played drums. But both of us are always much more into electronic music, well, always have been actually.
Yeah.
And so I started putting some ideas together for Command Control, and then sort of chatting to Angus, and we thought, hang on, we're both totally into the same band, same stuff. Croydammer sort of wound up, just didn't really work after a while. So we just started writing electronic industrial music basically, based on the bands we like Frontline, 242, all those. And we've done a few gigs and a couple of EPs, but music's changing quite a bit now and moving on, the more stuff we listen to. We're sort of quite influenced at the moment, besides the industrial scene, but also the dark electro stuff, dubstep as well, really like at the moment. Again, tracks I've written recently have also included sub-bass lines, but also with really heavy guitars.
Yeah.
So,
KMFDM.
yeah, we sort of,
Take your pick.
yeah, and also banging techno. So,
Most people find what they want within the music.
Yeah.
They'll hear a track and we'll have one person go, I love the Knits Red vibe in that, and somebody else will come and go, that sounds so much like Frontline but up to date.
Yeah.
So we go, okay, that was the same track and there's two completely different sounds, but
yeah.
people seem to find what they like in our music, which is great.
Cool.
But luckily, I mean, we've been lucky the last couple of years because Thomas from Nackmar's really given us the slots to do these gigs,
Okay.
which we wouldn't normally get possibly, so it
Yeah.
opened up a bit of a bigger audience and got to know a lot more people, which has been good.
Awesome. So you guys are like friends with Necroman as well?
Yeah, we met in end of 2009, we did a few gigs
Okay.
from here then.
Yeah.
Again, met up with the guys from Moved By It as well, played with them last year,
Yeah.
and so it's sort of the same lineup again, we'll meet up, it's great.
So it's a
The
comfortable.
music's quite different between the three bands as well, it's all electronics, all heavy, but it is quite different,
Quite different. Yeah.
which is good.
Everyone have their own signature sound and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
The lyrics and the sound. Is there any story to it? Like, do you
No.
guys take political? You know, like, for example, I'm saying some people say some bands take political views. Some people take the personal stuff going on in their life. What does your Command Control
don't.
sound like?
Angus tends to write the lyrics generally. I'll come up with the track and so I need some lyrics for it.
Okay.
And usually Angus gives me lots of lyrics to work with.
And I kind of stray towards the I suppose, archetypical sound, vibe of industrial and sort of the proto-electronic music, which has always been slightly angry and pissed off about stuff. So it'll be, we've got tracks like Model Citizen, which was written before the whole political scandal with expenses, but it was all about the idea of the upper echelons of government being able to do very nicely with backhanders and things like that, and take the money away from a lot of hard-working people.
But generally we don't really
It's
specifically
there's
political
there's no political bias. It tends to be more a commentary on the state of, you know, I would say the nation, but it's on the state of the world.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
You know,
specific.
it's there are overtones of, you know, things that we don't like about religion.
It's not specific
yeah.
again, so...
But
we
it's
don't
the indoctrination, whether it be Catholic or any other type of band. It's the things that we've had tracks that had lyrics about that, and then we just have tracks which are just instrumental
You know,
in
shit
the way
you
that
make
they
up,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Usually often based on a sample clip, oh that sounds great, and work a song around that.
but essentially we're not pushing an agenda of any one thing.
No.
We're not a political band. We're not a
Yeah.
anti-religious band. We're not hopefully not a fatuous Shooby-Doo We Love You band.
Yes we do, we love everyone angry.
We're not going to dress the same and start doing some dance moves. Wait for the call from Simon Cowell.
Cool.
She would.
Why industrial music in the first place?
Well, I've been into industrial music since I got into Depeche Mode in mid-80s.
Okay.
That was it really for me when I first got into Depeche Mode. Wow.
Yeah.
Literally it was 84, 85. As I listened to Human League, all those classic 80s bands. Then via that, I started noticing people at gigs with front 242 jackets and t-shirts and Nitzareb. I was investigating that. Again, late 80s, I remember seeing Nitzareb on the Belief tour in 89, Frontline around that same sort of time, and Skinny Puppy as well. All the classic bands.
Yeah.
I went to see at the time and just like, wow, this is fantastic. And in time, I tend to like most genres of electronic music. Just was trance and techno quite a bit, and then these days electro, dubstep. Yeah. And you're similar to me, really, the genre of music.
Yeah, I had a friend that had a slightly older brother, by about 3 years older than him, and I'd already discovered Depeche Mode by myself, and then had groups like Propaganda, The Krups, and things like that played at me, and it was like, and it wasn't indoctrination. It was one of those sounds that I'd always loved.
When it comes down to Depeche Mode, basically change our lives.
Yeah, we've got Dave Gahan and Martin Gore to sue for all the money we've spent trying to pursue this shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty good.
So it's like a natural growth inside, which kind of got into doing what you guys are doing at the moment.
Related to that band, obviously, people were slightly alternative,
Yeah.
and you're sort of looking in, what is this Nitzareb? And sort of like just sort of start looking going down to our price and think, can I look at this record? But
it's slightly strange. We both got very, very broadly similar kind of introduction to the same music, but we still come from slightly different angles. Whereas Dave likes Skinny Puppy, and despite the fact it's one of the kind of primo groups of its time, quite got that. But then again, I'll be into things like Smashing Pumpkins and other sort of bands which come from a slightly different direction, and Dave would be into heavy metal influences from his youth. So
it kind of crosses the path.
There's still kind of differences between the two of us, but even though it's moving in the same direction.
I still listened to Iron Maiden the other day and Cradle of Filth.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was like, listening to Cradle of Filth, I listened for ages. That sounds fantastic.
Did you like the new album?
I haven't got a new album. These are.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah.
I've got the old Cruelty and the Beast is great. Midian, I really like that album. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Try the new one. You might like it. It's very mature.
I don't listen to it much, but it just came on iTunes. I think, for ages.
One of the sort of things just
and
comes
watching
up
that thing on TV, Flight 666, the Iron Maiden documentary. That was really, really good. And that made me think, I do get the Iron Maiden now. Cool. We like lots of stuff when it comes down to it.
Yeah. I still do Transvision Band.
Yeah, that's right.
The album that nobody ever heard of.
It's hip-hop, rap and shit like that. R&B I can't stand. And apart from that. Yeah, anyway.
Everything is good. Okay, cool. Your new album, Dead Ground Ahead, released on 1st January this year, is it? That's from the internet, I found out.
That was last year.
Yeah, last year.
Was it?
Dead Ground Ahead was the first EP, which came out at the end of 2009.
Oh, okay.
Beginning of January. The new one we've got now is called Full Frontal Assault. We just realised we're both wearing up the same t-shirts.
Nice.
Let's go for time.
Sorry, my apology.
That's all right.
Awesome, looks good.
Dead Ground Ahead was much more the old school style.
Yeah.
And that was much more, I think, influenced by Frontline.
Okay.
And it was older tracks. The new stuff, we did this EP because we were going to do this a lot later. Because the tour with Nakamura, we brought the more banging tracks onto this EP, where the album is going to come out later in the year. It's much more structured songs.
Okay.
Lots more guitar samples in it. It's more sort of full of songs as opposed to stompers, isn't it? To
yes. That's kind of an amalgamation of the whole experience.
But we don't use many guitar. Why did you look guitar samples in tracks tonight? Thinking about anyway, it's different time. It was the right time to do that, so we brought this EP early.
Cool.
To cut us up with this tour, so it's good.
So it's much more mature sounding than the previous one.
It's just different, I think. It's different ways.
I think the thing that confuses some people about Command and Kontrol is that they hear a track and they go, "Oh, you're kind of like doing a Nitzareb vibe."
Yeah.
But if they hear another track, they'll be, okay, that's completely different. It's slightly eclectic. It's the influences are drawn, and also the direction that we want to go in, it can be completely different from track to track.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a mixed bag if you listen to it. But it's
very difficult at the moment because I keep listening to Dead Mouse and then you go, that sounds so good, I must use that bass line. Then write another track and go to Angus, that's really good, how can I fit that in? Yeah.
Cool. So what's been the feedback like, previous album, new release, upcoming EP and all
good.
that?
I mean, we've had some quite good feedback on the EP actually, tracks we did last night at the gig, people like that. They weren't expecting it.
So ironic, the Dead Ground Ahead turned out we were very much a band's band.
Yeah.
So all the other bands would go, we love that sound. I love Frontline Assembly. I love the way you brought that kind of whole sound way up to date and like moved and done with it and things like that. And other people were appreciative of it, but they didn't sort of have that enthusiasm. Whereas
a bunch of wankers,
the gig last night, a lot of people, that's the first time they got to hear the newer stuff, or first time they got to see us, because first time we've really been in the north of England, apart from one stint in Preston, and a lot of people were very, very complimentary, without prompting, without us going, so what do you think, what do you think? It was people coming up going, well, that was impressive. I didn't know you guys sounded like that. You know, unfortunately they didn't say, we didn't know you guys sounded like that, can we buy all of your merchandise and give you a record contract? That's the next step.
Have you guys done any gigs outside of UK then?
Yes, we played in Holland at with the Unterveld Festival.
Right.
With V2A.
V2A. That was about a year ago.
Yeah.
That's good fun.
Yeah. Any festival coming up, or you guys be doing?
Trying to, usual thing, trying to get Infest, but
yeah.
I was trying with Golf Infest last year and Central Cities this year, but I don't know. It'd be great if we could. Again, Europe would be really good.
It's difficult because there's a lot of good and big bands that obviously they want to get in, and they've only got so much space and availability. But we'd love to play Infest.
Cool.
Because of course it's the home UK festival, and then there's the new one that's coming up, which is which one's weird. What's the latest festival?
Resistance, isn't it?
Resistance is looking like obviously the lineup's set, but I mean if people are willing to start putting festivals like that in the UK, then maybe generate a whole new, fresh reinvigoration of interest, and we'd love to be in on that. And of course, we'd love to play VJT and Amphi.
Good,
yeah.
Dark, on the main stage.
With Gothic Seraphim, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Cool. Lastly, what do you guys do outside of the band?
Do quite a lot actually. I run an audio-visual company.
Awesome.
To install projectors, screens, audio systems, stuff like that. Also run a rehearsal studio, same place, bands as well. Yeah. No decent bands, unfortunately. Like indie rock bands, and
it pays the bill, you know.
Hoping this year to be hiring out my VW campers as well. That's another thing I'm doing.
Cool.
And well, I'm sure there's something else I'm doing as well. So yeah,
trying to renovate ancient cars.
Yeah, all sorts of cars lying around at the moment. What's XJ Sport? I've got a Jag XJ Sport if anyone wants it for sale, 500 quid. Put that on there.
Cool.
Pimp Daddy Dave.
Well, the Triumph Stag, got a Triumph Stag as well, and the Monster Truck.
Far too much.
Cool. And any last words for our Soundshock viewers or the fans?
Angus will give us one last word.
soundcloud.com/Kommand Kontrol.
Awesome.
You actually get to hear the tracks. You don't have to pay for them.
It's advertising.
You just get to hear them, and then you can decide for yourself. We're available on iTunes and Amazon and CD Baby as well. Just that way you can go and get it without even getting out the house.
Cool. The modern age miracle.
Yes.
Yes.
The modern age of miracle of sitting on your arse, and it's actually allowable.
Cool. Thank you guys for doing the interview and taking the time.
Yeah, it's good.